Pakistan has released its first hand-drawn animation, the country's latest move towards reviving Pakistani cinema.
No one has ever done something like this in Pakistan.
Your name, big fella?
The US and Japan's animation industry generates billions of pounds every year.
I want more animation to come from different places. Having this beautiful animated film coming from South Asia shows that we can do this too.
But with barriers like censorship, a lack of investment, and 2/3 of its cinemas closing down since the 70s, could Pakistan be home to a new world of anime?
I had never seen something so beautiful.
My name is Usman Riaz. I am the co-founder of Mano Animation Studios and the director, animator, and co-composer behind the Glassworker. The story is about two children from separate walks of life.
The Glassworker explores love and war, following Vincent, who works in a glass workshop with his father, and Elise, the daughter of a military colonel.
It's essentially like a moving painting.
The film has made 30 million rupees, around £83,000 since its release. Usman has loved drawing since he was a child, but this journey began in 2012, where his music talent led to a TEDx fellowship, taking him to Japan, the home of Studio Ghibli, where his role models encouraged him to create his own studio.
If I can make something that is even 1% of the work of my heroes, I know I would have done something special.
After raising $116,000 through his crowdfunding page and receiving support from investors in LA, Usman found Mano Animation Studios with his wife Miriam and his cousin Khizr. The Glassworker took 10 years to make.
So it was very, very difficult in the early stages. Just convincing people to be a part of something like this and then training everybody while also learning ourselves, and not just with the animation work, but also painting the backgrounds, the production pipelines, putting everything together.
But in a country where the film industry isn't thriving as much as its Bollywood neighbour, and where careers like being a doctor or an accountant are favoured, how did Usman build his team?
Surprisingly, a lot of people who he recruited weren't artists, they were enthusiasts. So they were either be doctors or dentists. And then they would come to the studio saying, this is my dream, and I never thought I would get an opportunity to pursue something like this in Pakistan. I will say the people that could have financed this project, of course they didn't believe in it because it's impossible. No one has ever done something like this in Pakistan.
So we go to war.
A key message in this film is there is no place for war. How important is that message now, given all the conflicts that are going on around the world?
When I was growing up, you don't realize this when you're a child, but post 9/11 the world changed and Pakistan changed. How we grew up in Karachi with all of this conflict and this looming threat of war just around the corner, how that affected us as children, how that affected our relationships, but also show that life keeps moving forward. You find reasons to keep moving forward, and I just wanted to capture that feeling and show it with the Glassworker.
Vincent मेरा इस शहर में सबसे पुराना दोस्त है.
The film has been released in English and Urdu, but his anti-war film wasn't set in Usman's homeland.
Because of the themes and ideas that we were tackling in the story, I didn't want to set the film in Pakistan.
Pakistan has a history of censoring films. Due to tensions with India, showing Bollywood films in the cinema is banned. And films which authorities say challenged religion or the army, like Oscar shortlisted Joyland and Malik, have also been prohibited, although the ban on Malik was later lifted.
So we chose a fictional setting for the film, but we still wanted to maintain the South Asian heritage. The art direction team and I worked very, very closely to capture the essence of a lot of the architecture in Karachi, and then fill the city up with sites that people from Pakistan will recognize.
The team behind The Glassworker are mostly South Asian, with the cast including British Asian stars like Sacha Dhawan and Anjali Mohindra. So could Pakistan be the new home to anime?
I believe there is a future because people are very talented in Pakistan. But do I see it happening soon? No, I think it's going to take a few years. I think a lot of films need to be made. A lot of people need to experiment, and obviously financing is a key part in all of this.
The Japanese industry in anime wouldn't be what it is right now without government intervention. It was used actually as a propaganda tool back in the 40s and 50s, but that has since blossomed into a whole industry where so many diverse works are coming into it. So that initial funding and that initial push from the government is what allowed anime to spread across the world. And so I think that would be, if there was to be some kind of Pakistani industry, then there would have to be a real push on a governmental level as well as a artistic level.
The Glassworker is currently only in cinemas in Pakistan. It's also featured in animation festivals in France and Japan. But there's no word yet if and when it'll make it onto our screens, and whether Pakistani anime could become a global phenomenon. If you could go back and do it all again, would you?
I would not make another film the way we made The Glassworker. The Glassworker was very, very difficult, but I would love to do another one once I get my energy back.